Yeah, it's a great feeling. It's a sense of accomplishment. Obviously, disappointed I never went on to win it, but it's a great opportunity for these guys now because we are going to have a new winner. Scotland stars, clear favourites, but Steve Lennon has been fantastic and he's going to enjoy this occasion. That's what makes him dangerous. They probably didn't expect to be in this final, so they can relax and play their best darts.
He played some brilliant darts last time, didn't he?
Yeah, he was fantastic in the pairs. He was the standout performer. William O'Connor was really good as well. I said it was the most complete game of pairs we've seen in the World Cup. They were fantastic. They helped each other out. Steve Lennon with those big finishes, and Gary will be aware of that if he does. If Lennon is hanging around the sort of turn 20, turn 30, he can take him out. So Gary's got to get these legs finished.
Gary's playing great darts as well. The rest seems to have done him good.
Yeah. You know, he needed it. He said to me he feels a lot better. He's played a few little pro tours just to get his arm back in, a few exhibitions, but it's good to see him back. It's good to see him playing in Germany as well, because he doesn't play the European tours. It's good for the crowd to witness Gary Anderson playing his best darts.
Wayne Miles and Rod, studio commentary team.
Thanks, Dave. Well, a final that few predicted, but a final that promises fireworks. The Republic of Ireland started the competition on Thursday night as 66-1 outsiders. The Scots were 4-1 third favourites. What are we going to get in this final? Because as Dave and Mark were saying, these two teams have played some brilliant darts over the last 4 days. Scotland have defeated Japan, Belgium, Sweden and Denmark, and the Republic have knocked out the Netherlands, Austria, England and Greece. So they've knocked out, Wayne, the two teams that had won before, the Netherlands and England. Can they take a third scalp? And if they can beat in the same competition England, the Netherlands and Scotland, well, who's to say that they don't deserve it? That would be a remarkable hat-trick, wouldn't it?
Indeed. And the 8th seeds Austria.
Yes.
Who are definitely no mugs. Yeah, they have been wonderful, Republic of Ireland and Scotland too. Now the format here is slightly different. There's 2 singles, a pairs, then 2 singles. So that'll be obviously this one, Anderson v Lennon, then Wright v O'Connor, then a pairs match, then Wright v Lennon, then Anderson versus O'Connor. So if it goes to that, if it goes all the way, well, we're in for a treat.
Scotland in their 3rd final at the World Cup of Darts and their 2nd consecutive final. This year they lost 3-1 to the Netherlands. Anderson beat Barney in the singles, lost to Van Gerwen.
57.
And he's likely to be a leg down here against the throw. Steve Lennon in that semi-final doubles game was strolling around like a guy who was playing for a packet of crisps down his local, wasn't he? And canning big finishes like it was the simplest thing in the world to do.
Average roughly 109, I think, in the end. And the setup play 50 from both was superb, and the finishing was magnificent. Oh, you want to play like that in the biggest game you've ever played, and they did. Tops now. Double 10. He was deadly on this in the semi-final. Deadly on it again.
First leg, Republic of Ireland.
Steve Lennon breaks.
Second leg, Republic of Ireland to throw first.
And again, Steve Lennon here, just sauntering about the stage. you'd have done 3 laps of honour after that semi-final finishes, wouldn't you? You'd have been halfway to Frankfurt.
96.
But he's a cool customer, Rod, isn't he? It's the way he plays. It's the way he's in life. Like you said, saunters around.
140.
He was picked as one of the contenders, wasn't he, for the Premier League where he played, Peter Wright, and had Snakebites cage rattled. And if you remember when the contenders were listed, people said, well, what's Lennon doing in there? I mean, what's he doing in there? How's he managed to get into there? Well, I tell you what he was doing in there. He's proving the potential that he's displayed, hasn't he? And
58.
He now looks to the manner born, and that night at the 3 Arena in Dublin will have done him the power of good.
Yes, very much so.
58.
Anderson averaged 100 in his semi-final singles success. Against Sego Asada, he's averaging 60 odd at the moment in this match. And in these first to 4 leg contests, you haven't got much time. If you don't start quickly, you'll pretty soon be finished.
Yes. Yeah, you really can be put under it within a matter of minutes. Yeah, and as you mentioned, Lennon versus Wright in that Premier League. He was 3-0 up in that game, Steve Lennon. So anything similar tonight, you never know. He's on for a biggie again. 3-figure shot again.
67. Scotland Europe 156.
Well, Anderson had 2 3-figure outshots in his semi-final win, the single semi-final. Not going to have one here, though. So Steve Lennon will have 3 at tops for a 2-0 lead.
Republic of Ireland Europe 140.
Well, he won't fear this because he's been so good at double 10 recently. Oh, he's gone big 20 double 10. That's how much he likes it. Big dart. He's not faltering, is he? Look, this is not... It's not a 140, 180 fest yet, but it's 2-0 to the Republic of Ireland. Steve Lennon can't do any more than that.
Before he came to the World Cup for this tournament, Gary Anderson only played 8 matches since the last World Championship due to his back problem pulling out of the Premier League. Last game he played was on May the 1st when he got told 6-0, ironically, by Peter Wright in Barnsley. He's shown no signs of any problems and any ring rustiness, has he, up until this match?
Yeah, his back seems fine. It really does, moving around the hockey like a Russian ballerina.
$55.
You like that?
140.
Just walking on the last one. Yeah, I like the pace that Steve Lennon plays at, actually. It's very watchable indeed.
177. It's gone you got 85.
Listen. Double 5.
Game show on the third leg, Scotland. Ball playing Republic of Ireland to
Right.
reverse. Game on.
Looking on. Willie O'Connor practicing in the background.
And making his second appearance in the World Cup. Last year it ended early with a round one loss against Belgium. And now Gary Anderson is finding his range. He finds his range. The alarm bells go off for his opponents.
$100.
Oh, I thought he might have just switched straight away there. Oh, no. Oh, wow.
140.
That was unlucky, that deflection. What happened there? Oh, that was unlucky. That could have easily hit the flight and gone in the treble 20. Moved over to the left there, Gary. For a right-hander, that's not always that easy. You find yourself just feels a bit too far away and you end up coming up short, but Gary did not.
96.
Well, it was a tepid start from the Flying Scotsman, but he's red hot now. And the break back could be 2 or 3 darts away here.
93. It's got
It was a good 54 from Steve Lennon. Will it mean anything? Deja vu.
He's on the full flag, Scotland.
Yes, Snakey, enjoyed that one, didn't you?
Fifth leg, Scotland to throw first.
Gary Anderson, the 85 checkout specialist, levels the match. Double 5 specialist. See how Gary
44.
was slow out of the traps, but has now swooped to level the match at 2 each. Not that Lennon played badly in those third and fourth legs, by the way, did he, Wayne?
No, he hasn't wilted, has he? Well, that was a shame for Steve Lennon. Only hitting 60 off of the opening
96.
that Gary had given him with that 44. When it comes to moments like this, those times that you don't punish, you can start to think about. Such a short format, best of 7. Every dart counts.
Yeah, really good contest here between these two.
47.
Slipped by Gary Anderson now. Is there a Twisting this tail. I bet you thought that Anderson was going to go on and win the match from leveling at 2-all, didn't you? Doesn't look like it now. Doesn't look quite so clear-cut now, does it? Because Anderson's thrown in a bad leg and Lennon's done anything but.
Yes.
Republic of Ireland, you've got 133.
Now has 6 darts to finish 1-3-3. If he does, he will be throwing for the first point. That leaves tops.
93.
He's doing so many things well, Steve Lennon. You don't have to be brilliant at absolutely everything. Of course it helps.
140.
Hasn't it tops yet, Steve Lennon? But like we said, he's very, very good on double 10. Well, he has been today anyway. For a break. And to take the lead again at 3-2. I just like the way he's going about his business.
Gary Anderson wishes he'd go and do his business somewhere else, because at the moment he's really being a nuisance to the Scots. The 25-year-old world ranked number 35 is a leg away from posting a point against the 2 times former world champion Gary Anderson.
Well, Lennon just hitting 57.
140.
Pressure on. This really is a tight contest. Still hard to call the winner.
57.
Well, the averages, to all intents and purposes, are exactly the same.
100.
And as Wayne says, not much in it on the scoreboard either.
43.
Anderson needs to break here, then he'd have the darts and he'd have the advantage.
Well, he's just hit 57 and 43 to give Steve a helping hand.
134.
This could be the perfect start for the Republic of Ireland.
100. Republic of Ireland, you've got 110.
We knew before a dart that they were a talented duo, but they're proving it. 10. Tops. That is stunning. An average of 98.93, but who cares about the average? Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, take the lead against Scotland. It's first to 3. That is 1-0. Steve Lennon beats Gary Anderson by 4 legs to 2. Coming up, we will have Peter Wright, who will take on Willie O'Connor in the second tie of this match.
Thank you, Dave. Well, Gary Anderson has lost that first match, so Peter Wright, a lot more pressure on him here. And Northern Ireland are looking very good. That first match of Stevie Lennon, he didn't do anything wrong. He took the game to Gary Anderson and kept it going. So it's all to play for. It will be a new name on the World Cup trophy. And at the moment, it's the Republic of Ireland that's got one foot in the door, brothers.
Yeah, and Peter Wright has got the job of stopping the Irish party here.
First leg, Republic of Ireland to throw first.
World number 5, Wright, against world number 47, World Cup Willie, who took down Rob Cross, the former world champion, last night. Can he take down the former UK Open champion and former World Championship and Premier League runner-up here to put Ireland on the brink of World Cup glory? And I'll tell you what, Rod, this has been a brilliant tournament, hasn't it? The last 4 days. It really has been an absolute epic World Cup.
Yes, I mean, the standard of the unfancied teams has made it. You know, it's
100.
It's one of those things where you look at the system, and the system's working because it's breeding a better and harder dart player.
It really is. And at the new home, Barclaycard Arena here in Hamburg, and it looks to be a very happy home. Packed crowd here. The German fans have filled the venue, and they've not stopped singing the fact that their favourites, Max Hopp And Martin Schindler went out early on in the competition, has not dampened their enthusiasm. Lapping it up. Right here has got to find a way of winning against the darts.
Well, he's got to put a performance in like he did this afternoon, isn't he? About 110. I mean, you know, 104, 105 will suffice, but William O'Connor, the way he's been playing, well, to be fair to him, the last 6 months, he's been exceptional. Upped his game by probably 10% than it's been for the last 20 years, and he's found a format that's been working, and there'll be a few other players might be having a little word with him to find out what he's been doing different to get that form. But certainly they're on a run. The confidence of this Irish team is sky high.
Single 11 will do. Treble would have been better, but he wants the ball.
96.
Fires the ball.
Scotland, you require 91.
Chance for Wright. Will he go treble 17 or will he go bull? How's he feeling? Plays it the conservative way. That leaves double 9. Peter Wright breaks. Peter Wright pirouettes. Leads 1-0. An attempt to level up this World Cup final.
Yeah, an extremely good check out there from Wright. Against the throw as well. And there he just needs to hold on to his throw. He's got to keep the pressure on Willie.
Well, O'Connor didn't do all that much wrong, but he did miss a dart at the bullseye. Remember, the doubles will be next. And then if the tie goes into a 4th rubber, it will be Wright against Lennon, and then into a 5th and deciding and final rubber, it would be Anderson against O'Connor. The Scots went all the way to a deciding rubber in their first appearance in the final. That was against England in 2015, when Taylor and Lewis eventually won 3 matches to 2.
60.
Does not want too many visits without a treble, Peter Wright, because the way William O'Connor's playing, he could probably just steal a nice little 140 or a 134. And that's exactly what he's done. Put himself firmly back in this leg. Now 6 darts from 187 is a lot easier than 6 darts from 241.
100. Scotland, you require 141.
Well, leaves the same finish as we've just seen Peter Wright take out. Will have a go at it because Wright can't find the second big treble to leave double 12.
89.
Which way will O'Connor go? Bullseye or treble 17? He goes bull. He hits the ball. Double 16 for 1 each.
59. Scotland, you require 52.
These are chances that Peter Wright cannot afford to let go. He's going to get 2 darts at double top. An absolute must for Wright. Oh, and he's blown it. Blown a 2-0 lead there, and now William O'Connor. The way he's playing, I cannot see him missing this, and that's exactly what he's done. 1 leg at all. Republic of Ireland v Scotland.
2 consecutive breaks of throw leaves us back where we started, really. Although O'Connor will be quite happy to keep trading legs, because eventually he'll win 4-3 if that happens. Not quite as simple as that, Rodney, is it, Rodney, in these kind of high-pressure situations.
It looks simple for us now, sitting here watching, doesn't it? I think I appreciate more now the skill of a dart player than I ever did playing.
When you think that the Republic of Ireland had the most miserable of records at the World Cup, Willie O'Connor's played every single year and not got beyond the second round up to this year. And then to burst through that barrier so impressively. Could they take it all the way? Gone out in the second round. 2010, 2012, 2013, 2015, 2016, 2017, and the other 2 years, 2014 and 2018, they went out in the last 32.
130.
He did the third one, didn't he? That may not be enough. Oh, another bullseye. Is he going treble 14? No, he's staying on the bullseye. Well, 17 will leave him double top. Set it up absolutely perfect. Just puts the pressure on Peter Wright to take the 1-2, 1 out. Now, his previous leg he won, he took the 91 out, leaving the double 9. Gonna have to find the treble 17 now, and fails to. So, William O'Connor
57.
to take a 2-1 lead.
Yeah. That's the 13th dart he's thrown in the leg, and it'll be the last one as well. So in 13 darts, O'Connor leads 2-1 as he creeps towards the finishing line, which will come at 4 legs. I'll tell you what, if he can get there and put his side 2-0 up, that would mean that Scotland would have to win the doubles. Wright would have to beat Lennon, and Anderson would have to beat O'Connor. Or it will be an incredible darting fairy story that the unfancied Irish, who started the week as a 66-1 outsider, will have won the World Cup and become only the 3rd nation to do so after the Netherlands and England.
140.
And it isn't as if they've been lucky, Rod, have
Not
they? I
at
mean,
all.
you know, they've gelled together well. They've fed off each other's confidence. You know, both these players are playing at the top of their game, and they're not letting up. I mean, you know, you can't expect under this sort of pressure, the final of the World Cup, from just to wilt a little bit, but absolutely, they're taking the game to the Scottish, and the Scottish are chasing all the time. And when you're chasing, in the end, you start to fade. It doesn't matter who you are.
Scotland, you require 100.
Can snake bite back? Treble 20 leaves double 10. Went for 2 double tops, but conservatively so, going definitely the bottom wire of the double 20. He leaves tops. He knows he'll have 3 clear darts at it to level up this tie, this rubber.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in that situation, 2 big 20s is the best shot anyway. He didn't want to leave himself double 10 in case he goes in up to the 5s, which can be a hassle. Well, that's a good guy. Just stick it on the wire. That's exactly what he's done. 2 legs apiece. William O'Connor with the throw.
The Ireland's pathway, just to underline your point that you were making, Rod, that there's no fluke about it. They beat Greece in the doubles in the first round 5-1. Then Lennon beat Smith. You could say Smith was a bit unlucky with bounce outs out of the bull, but then the demolition job by O'Connor on cross put them through against England. Then against Austria they won 2-1, but the doubles was a 4-0 hammering, and then they beat the Netherlands 2-1, and that was a thrashing in the doubles as well.
Yeah, so it isn't as if they had a lucky ride, is it? I mean, you know, Austria with Mensah and Lutzbacher was a great game, and like I say, against England, well, we have to say no one expected that. And they weren't given it. They had to play some super darts.
Well, they've been forced to the doubles twice, whereas Scotland have breezed through in the knockout phase against Sweden, Belgium and Japan by comprehensive singles wins for both Wright and Anderson. Desperation for a treble.
60.
Well, the first 2 darts were pretty poor by Willie's standard, but the third one was superb. Let's put him in the right position. Wright needs at least 2 trebles. may go 25 here. Just a percentage shot says 25. Oh, and he's missed it. That doesn't help. So William O'Connor for 104 to take a 3-2 lead. 18 again. Well, if Peter Wright's going to win this rubber, then he's got to take this out.
Well, Steve Lennon took out 110 to beat Anderson, didn't he? This would be the same finish to put Scotland in charge of this particular tie. No. So two-dart combo here for Willie O'Connor to go within a leg. 16 leaves the double. Wires on the outside, wires on the inside.
Scotland, you require 52.
That is just the bit of luck that the Scottish need. Can they take advantage of it? And they can. Peter Wright pings the double top. He takes a 3-2 lead, and that was a breaker throw, so he steps up to level this match up at one leg apiece, one game apiece, and puts the Scottish way back in it, because at 2-0 down, and the way the Irish are playing and their confidence, you wouldn't have thought the Scottish would have come back from that. But that, just that little bit of luck, and William O'Connor in the whole tournament has not made too many mistakes. And that 2 missed starts at double 16, has to be said, was one of them.
57.
Seems very relaxed, doesn't he, Gary Anderson? It's as if he's watching his favourite soap opera. He's just sat out the back there. Mind you, I suppose that's the best way to be, Rod. He can't do anything about it, can he? So worrying would be a completely wasted emotion.
Yes, but I was talking to Gary just before he went up to the walkway, and he was nervous and up for it. He said, I haven't been like this for a long time. I'm really up for it.
134.
Well, this is the chance for Peter Wright to level it up for the tartan twosome. He doesn't need to go 14 ball here, does he? He can go treble 16. He's got time there. No problem. That's ideal. He leaves tops. Very good leg here. A dozen darts thrown by Snakebite to leave tops. Ideal when you're looking for the leg that will win the point for your nation. Hit it a couple of times in the match already. Can he make it 3? Double 10. Oh, and Peter Snakebite Wright comes from 2 legs to 1 down to defeat Willie O'Connor. 4 legs to 2, post a point for Scotland, and that means this World Cup of Darts final is all square. After 2 rubbers, Scotland won, the Republic of Ireland won.
And as you can see there, it's 1-all. Steve Lennon beat Gary Anderson, Peter Wright just beat William O'Connor. Now it's pairs time. Lennon, O'Connor, Anderson, Wright. They are all on the stage, are all ready to go. It's the first to 3 points. Whoever wins this pairs will be 1 point away from being a World Cup winner. Well, it's a bit tight, Mark, isn't it? We wanted a close final, and we've got it.
Yeah, I said before the game, I felt that the Republic of Ireland had to nick one of those singles. They did that. They could well have got the both of them. William O'Connor missing chance to go 3-2 up. But Scotland will be so wary of this scenario now, the doubles, after seeing what they did to the Dutch pair. It was an immaculate game of doubles from O'Connor and Lennon, and they'll have to produce something similar to get by Gary Anderson and Peter Wright. But we've definitely got a game on our hands here.
Yeah, what you said about Willie O'Connor against Peter Wright, though, that 48 combination that he missed, Willie, if that was to have been popped, then who knows? We could have seen the Republic of Ireland take a 2-0 lead. That changed the game.
Yeah, well, it would have enabled him to at least throw for the match. But that changed the game. It was the break that Peter Wright needed, and he closed it out with relative ease in that sixth leg.
Yeah, full credit to Peter Wright.
First leg,
Masses
Scotland
come to watch
Wright.
this final session, the semi-final and final. It's been a brilliant event. And in a matter of 30, 40 minutes, we're going to find out who are going to be the World Cup of Darts champions. Will it be Scotland? Will it be the Republic of Ireland? Whoever it is, it will be a new name. It will not be Holland or England. For the first time since 2010, the inaugural World Cup.
I'm just noticing Gary Anderson, as if his hands were a bit slippy after that last start of his first visit, just indicating to Peter Wright that maybe it slipped out of his hand.
Yeah, Gary was kind of flexing his arm in the singles game as if something else was amiss. These two have really come of age. We know Steve Lennon has played as a contender in the Premier League in front of 10,000, and Willie O'Connor quite recently has won a Pro Tour event. But this is different, Mark, isn't it? This is doing it on the world stage against the world's best.
Yeah, particularly for William O'Connor, he's never present in this tournament, and they've got a pretty dismal record in it. So to come in and produce what they've produced, and Rod Harrington said in commentary in that last game, they've not really had luck. They've created their own luck. They've produced when it's counted. That performance against England, they just got rid of him, and they've done that today as well.
Yeah, you don't beat the 1 seeds England, the 4 seeds the Netherlands, and then the 8 seeds Austria by luck. That's kind of impossible.
Yeah, the draw hasn't opened up for them. They've just took all the opportunities themselves. So kudos to the Irish pair. They're putting on a strong showing so far in this final.
Yeah, I was going to say their run isn't over yet. But this is just the start that the Scots wanted. So far, no drama in this leg.
Surely. It's moving along to the right. And he hits it. Good dart from Peter Wright. Perfect start for the Scots. That's what they needed. It's what the Netherlands couldn't do. The Netherlands got broken the opening leg, and the Irish pair ran away with a tie. Well, that's not going to happen here.
96.
Yeah, the Irish during that game were more or less unplayable. Everything they were doing was turning to gold.
It was just a phenomenal pair's performance, wasn't it? It was just both contributing, and Steve Lennon, those shots were both for breaks of throw as well. Fantastic.
Yeah, Willie O'Connor over the last couple of years has just changed his throw a little. He used to have kind of an elongated backswing and a different position of the wrist. He stands quite tall now, and it's a bit more orthodox, and it's better.
Yeah, it's a necessary change as well, because he wasn't achieving what he should be doing for his ability. I mean, he used to qualify for the Grand Prix, but that was when we had the Irish qualifiers. He wasn't coming for the other order merit, but now he's made his debut in the World Championship a couple of years ago, and he went back last year. Like you said, Wayne, he's got that first Pro Tour win, so the change in styles done him the world of good.
He sometimes has a little movement before the first start where you can see him kind of physically lift his chin up. And this is before the first start, and it's quite interesting because it's just a tool that he uses to make him stand up, so he's not going to drag the dart low. It's just something that works for him. It's like a little trigger.
Steve Lennon down for treble 19, treble 10 or treble 18.
57.
That's okay. Connor will return at 52. And Gary piled some pressure on. That's away with that. That's a second one.
85.
Well, this is important. This really is. Don't want to give Peter Wright a pop at 96. Tops.
32.
Again, William O'Connor, like in the last game against Peter Wright, failed on a 2-dart combination to give Peter the chance to break, and he's got an opportunity now.
I thought he might have gone 20-32 there, obviously. Didn't fancy it. For 2-0. Double 9. Huge moments. Oh, wow. He knows the importance. Been there, seen it, nearly won the World Cup before. They're going in the right direction this year, Team Scotland.
Yeah, quality finish, and you can see what it meant to him. Good adjustment for Gary Anderson. Getting a little bit frustrated with that dart going into the 5, but real quality to convert the next 2 into the treble 20.
140.
Yeah, they're just asserting, aren't they? The 52 combination that Willie O'Connor couldn't hit. And Peter hit the 96. Has that turned this match, the tie and the World Cup, on its head?
Possibly. What's great about the Scots, well, they haven't really been tested this weekend, and they've been challenged in this final, and they're responding now. So it's not always easy to do that when it's just been plain sailing in a competition.
No, that's right, Mark. Well pointed out. You can sometimes just stress-free, just go about your business and do your own thing. But when someone makes you question what you're doing, and you have the answers, like Peter Wright has again with the 60-32. Yeah, they're standing up and they're being counted now.
Quality again from Peter Wright. And this is a great pairs performance by Anderson and Wright. Similar to what Lennon and O'Connor did to the Dutch.
First leg, Peter Wright took out tops last start, and it was a good last start. He had to move over. Then the second leg, 96, third leg, 92. Peter Wright doing the damage on the outer ring. O'Connor just letting go of that last start a few times too late. Noticeably on the double top in that the second leg.
60.
Big ask for the Irish pair now. 3 legs down.
59.
Just not gelling like they did in the previous pairs match against the Netherlands, but that would have taken some replicating.
Yeah, they're being bullied here though, aren't they? They're being put under the cosh. They're being... They really are being kind of bullied and... Right, show us what you got, fellas. That's what's happening here. Got to stay there. Yeah, superb from Willie O'Connor.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Wayne. In the Dutch, it was just all plain sailing from they weren't responding, but Gary and Peter have put the pressure on, and when you're under pressure, it's not as easy to hit those big finishes like they did in that doubles pair tie and hit the big scores. And again, they get to 132, but Peter Wright fires in a 180 to leave the 2 down at 76, so you feel this has to go.
Yeah. Scotland looking absolute certainties to take a 2-1 lead in a race to 3 points. Tops having a regrip. Oh, it worked. He's happy with that. So is Peter Wright. Steve Lennon and Willie O'Connor lose 4-0 to Scotland, who take the 2-1 lead in a race to 3 points.
Easy initiative in that second rubber, and if they'd gone 2-0 up, who knows, we'd have a different conversation. But now, you just feel like the tide could be about to sweep them away. And Peter Wright here, well, in these previous 2 appearances in World Cup finals, he hadn't won a singles match. He lost 4-0 to Phil Taylor, 4-1 to Adrian Lewis in his first appearance, and then 4-2 to Van Gerwen in last year's final. He only played 1 singles game because they got beat 3-1. But tonight, Peter Wright has really pulled Scotland out of trouble, hasn't he? He dug deep in that singles game against O'Connor because he was trailing, wasn't he? He won it, and I thought he played superbly in the doubles, didn't he? Some of his pop finishing was brilliant, wasn't it?
I agree. Yeah, the finishing from Peter and Gary in that pair's tie was superb. Gary took out that 76. Okay, it was his only finish, but Peter took out 40, 96, 92, along with Gary's 76. When you get those kind of
56.
finishes done by those kind of players, you know that they're not coming down in 45s and 59s. Difficult to beat.
So Steve Lennon here with the job of replicating his earlier singles win, that 4-2 success over Gary Anderson in the very first rubber of this final. If he can't do that, then Scotland will win without recourse to a final game between Anderson and O'Connor.
142.
We're at 164. Previous visit. Is he going to leave it Andy?
60.
Well, ish.
Republic of Ireland, you require 106.
Lennon has looked likely on these kind of treble to single to treble to double finishes, but not this time.
58. Scotland, you require 82.
Big moments already.
Bull leave 2 at double 16. 17 will leave 1 at tops. Just. But no just about that.
Scotland.
Peter Wright continues the march.
Second leg, Scotland.
Breaks the throw.
Game on.
He can be an emotional type, Peter Wright. He's got to hold it together, because these are big moments. These players, Gary Anderson, Peter Wright, Willie O'Connor and Steve Lennon, they're proud of their country. They're proud to represent their country, wear their colours. But Peter Wright and Gary Anderson have failed in the final before. They are close, real close to winning.
Yeah. He's not a William Wallace screaming through the Glens type character, is he? Peter Snakebite Wright. On brave dart, Jamie Harvey. Very sensitive Scotsman, Peter Wright, as you say. He could start to get a little bit emotional. We've seen Peter Wright do that before, and that's not a criticism at all. He's just a human being trying to win a big tournament.
Correct. We are not criticising. We're just pointing out that come the last knockings of this,
100.
you may see a glassy-eyed Wright. 60-60 double 5.
Well, he needs to tidy this up a little bit, doesn't he?
71. Republic of Ireland, you
That will
require
assist because it leaves a
122.
2-dart combination. The end justifying the means of his 3rd dart, and he will get 2 now at tops.
Yes.
54. Scotland, you require 59.
Again, big moment. The 2-0. Oh, yes.
The finishing line is coming into sight for Scotland and Peter Wright. They tried in 2012, Anderson and Wright. They lost in the second round to South Africa. They tried in 2015. They lost in the final to England. They tried in 2017. They lost in the first round to Singapore. They tried in 2018. They lost in the final to the Netherlands. And now they try again in 2019. And this time it seems as though they will find the holy grail of the World Cup of Darts for Scotland.
100.
They've looked a formidable team since the get-go, since their first match, and they are still producing the goods. But we have seen so many upsets in this, what has been a fantastic World Cup. Just taking nothing for granted. 2 legs away, Scotland.
56.
As you can see there, another quality contest.
smashes in his first maximum to leave a finish, albeit the third highest finish possible, but if he could can that, it would put Scotland one leg away.
Scotland, Europe 164.
Well, even if he can hit a 140 or something to leave a single to double even. Oh my. Well, he's looking at a 48.
92.
It's okay.
Republic of Ireland, Europe 109.
He's putting Lennon under so much pressure that the likes of 106 had to go. 109 now.
Steve Lennon must feel like he's in a vice here, and Wright is just tightening and tightening and tightening it. Squeezing him. Should get a dart here to go 3-0 up.
That leaves tops. He's been very, very good around here.
32.
Got to go. Again, big moments. Of course, it's a World Cup final.
Yeah, Wright had found tops in the first couple of legs, couldn't find it in the third. Lennon will have to find it here. Will have to find it here, and he does. Full credit. Every credit to Steve Lennon. It was a dart that he could really ill afford to miss. One in hand, last dart in hand. It keeps the Irish flame flickering.
That's not easy to do, knowing that if you miss, it's very, very likely that you will lose and you will not be playing, well, you'll not be called a World Cup winner. But he fights another day. Credit to Steve Lennon. It was only a 52, but when you have just one dart left at a double, anyone can buckle, anyone can miss.
It just slightly loosens the vice around Steve Lennon, but only slightly, because remember, he's got to find a break of the Peter Wright throw, either in this leg
57.
or the next time Wright throws, if we even get that far. There's not any wriggle room really for Steve Lennon.
91.
Has to win 3 of the next 4 legs of darts.
Yeah.
85.
Well, he has shown in this World Cup that he's capable of great things, Steve Lennon, so he will believe he has to. That he can pull himself out of the mire and be the first to 4 and level it all up.
Oh, here we go now. Loose visit from Peter State by Wright. Biggie from Lennon leaves a finish.
I wouldn't have disliked a 25 or a bullseye with that last start. 120, a lot easier than 125.
Fair shout.
91. Republic of Ireland, Europe 125.
Ball or 25. 60 tops.
Peter Wright.
86.
As Gary Anderson watches on, powerless to affect the outcome of this phase of play. Oh, 2 darts in hand at double 16. Right in the geometric epicenter of that target. And Gary Anderson and Peter Stakebite Wright are now 1 leg away from lifting the World Cup for Scotland. Steve Lennon's got to win 3 straight legs to take us into a final and deciding match between Anderson and O'Connor.
You are correct, Rodri. It's as simple as that.
134.
Peter Wright has had some wonderful moments in darts, but this would be right up there. It really would. Gary Anderson, a 2-time world champ.
58.
But so far, this has eluded the Scottish duo. being called World Cup winners. Oh yeah, they'll have some of that.
Peter Wright, he won the UK Open, didn't he? He came so close to winning the Premier League against Michael van Gerwen.
Well, no one's come closer without winning.
Very much so. He was defeated by MVG in the World Championship final too, but this would mean much to Peter Wright and Gary Anderson. It really would.
Yeah.
I think maybe when the tournament first started in 2010, some people were taking it a little bit lightly and were maybe flippant. Those days are long gone. This is a big tournament now.
Yeah.
With prestige.
Yeah. I think the importance was questioned then. It's not questioned anymore. The thousands that keep turning up day in, day out, and the emotion of the players as well tells you a lot.
Brilliant stuff here. Another, that's absolutely perfect. It leaves him one dart away from glory. And now Peter Wright will just get himself together, just hold himself together. If Lennon doesn't take this out, Oh, and so unlucky with the deflection. So Peter Wright
98
has the chance to win the World Cup for Scotland. There is a new name on the World Cup of Darts, and that name is Scotland. Their third appearance in the final is a winning one. Peter Snakebite Wright and Gary Anderson win the World Cup for Scotland.
What a fantastic event, what a fantastic final. There's Gary Anderson, he is a World Cup winner, walking with Willie O'Connor, and credit to the Republic of Ireland team. They have graced that stage this year. They have beaten England, they've beaten the Netherlands, the only two other winners, the only two other nations to have won this magnificent title, but it belongs to Scotland. They beat Denmark, they beat Sweden, they beat Belgium, they beat Japan, and they've just beaten the Republic of Ireland in the final. They were fancied at the start. That's Jo Wright. She'll be pleased for her husband, Peter. But the night belongs to the Scottish. Peter Wright and Gary Anderson are at last victorious in the World Cup of Darts.
They received the gold medals, the magnificent trophy, and for the very first time we crown them the Victor World Cup champions. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Scotland! Gary Anderson and Peter Wright!